Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
We're just a fall-loving couple in love that loves reacting to some Fallout.
It's time for Fallout.
Yeah, and so we're checking out Fallout, the Storyteller series. This is season 3. It's episode 9 and 10. Lost Hills and my Chrysalus, Highwayman. All right, so we're gonna check that out. And if you wanna check out all of our Fallout reactions, we got a playlist down below in the description of this video.
Yep. And
we have a special drink for Fallout.
Yeah. So this is the stim pack spritzer because you have to add a stim pack so that we can all survive the nuclear apocalypse.
Yep.
It's usually good to give it a stir too.
Rejuvenating drink. We watch. We drink with all of our Fallout reactions.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know, but it's been said. Enclave armor's made of lead.
I hear the Enclave power armor was better than anything the Brotherhood ever made.
You just think they look cool because their armor was painted black. But nothing says the future of humanity like the shining shell of that old T-51 Model B power armor.
Lots of folk in the wasteland think the Brotherhood invented it. It was actually the last great achievement of the dying empire of America. In the resource wars, Alaska had the only remaining oil well left in the world.
Oh, wow.
America and China fought over it like two ticks trying to suck the last drop of blood out of the world.
Damn.
The Chinese had captured Anchorage, and conventional weapons couldn't get them out. So the men of science put the might of an entire squad into an atom-powered suit that turned a single man into an unstoppable juggernaut of American ingenuity.
Unstoppable? During Operation Sunburst, we killed dozens of guys wearing those outfits. Helios 1 was bought for with pulse grenades and armor piercers.
Yes, and your NCR outnumbered the Brotherhood 10-1. Must be proud of yourselves.
Fair fights don't win wars. We won it and we got lots of shot-up power armor. Our engineers gutted it, and some of the infantry soldiers wear the armor shell as heavy body armor.
You only did it because it takes training to wear this armor. Most people don't have a knack for moving with the powered joint servos, even the Vault Dweller. When the Vault Dweller finally earned the Brotherhood's trust, they...
Let me guess. Inside the bunker, the Vault Dweller found a huge shrine to Roger Maxson, the legendary founder of the Brotherhood of Steel. And deep down below was a throne room where Maxson's descendant, King Roger XIV, sat upon a throne of vacuum tubes and Tesla coils. The Vault Dweller knelt before him, and the king said, "I dub thee Sir Vault Dweller,
Sir Vault
of
Dweller,
the Brotherhood of Steel." Then you sent them off to defeat an army of mutants. Alone.
No, Edna, that's not how it happened. The Brotherhood doesn't have a king. We have a council of elders that make decisions. And a high elder, but not a king. 120 years ago was John Maxson, Roger Maxson's grandson.
Right. Roger Maxson, your mythological prophet from the days after the Great War, led the chosen people on a pilgrimage from Mariposa to Lost Hills and found the Brotherhood. Then you people stayed there in your bunker for generations, hoarding pre-war tech that could have helped people rebuild civilization.
Well, Maxson lived through the Great War, saw the horrors of what humanity could do to itself if technology got into the wrong hands.
That's fair.
Even well-intended governments can do things that would test the loyalty of their own soldiers. Despite what the younger members of the Brotherhood think, Maxson was just an ordinary soldier who wanted to protect his men and their families. They needed their power armor and energy weapons to make the journey from the Mariposa military base to the Lost Hills bunker. It served a practical purpose in those days, but it took on a symbolic nature by the time the Vault Dweller joined the Brotherhood. Maxson's grandson John was an old man by the time, but all those years of leadership had made him smarter than the entire council of elders put together. He knew that the new breed of mutants in the wasteland were a threat, and that we were the only thing standing in their way, but the council needed more convincing. They wouldn't commit to any action without proof of a mutant army. Because the Vault Dweller had experience with the outside world, he was sent up north to find that proof.
Wait. The Vault Dweller's memoirs said that they went south to the cathedral before they went to Mariposa.
Well, personally I think it makes a better story if they fought the Master last. An epic final confrontation between good and evil and all that.
You pester me with these stories, but you can't even tell them right.
I don't know, I mean, he's the storyteller.
Yeah.
Wait, what do we have here?
Ooh.
Railroad spike. Hammered. No, fired from a gun. From over there. Railway rifles. Thought you said
They're
the
floating
Levites
limbs.
hated technology.
They hate mass-produced items, factory-made stuff from the back when times. They love smashing up old products and making something new out of the parts with their own hands.
Looks like they picked a fight and with the person we're tracking, use their own weapons against them.
This person we're chasing, they move fast, can kill a pack of tribals armed with railway rifles. They're sneaky enough that you could only track them by the piles of bodies they leave behind. I need to know what we're up against.
I can handle it when we catch him. You're just here to help me navigate.
Look, I agreed to help you. I don't mind an excuse for one more adventure. We're far enough from NCR territory that your pardon doesn't mean anything now. You gotta tell me, are we chasing a rogue ranger here?
Trust.
No such thing as a ranger gone rogue. But I figure you got a right to know. We're tracking a new kind of robot. An android, sort of.
Didn't know the NCR had that kind of technology.
We're more resourceful than the Brotherhood thinks. And we've had some help from the followers of the Apocalypse. Learned a few things from Robert House's tech in Vegas. Hell, our scientists are still learning new things from old Enclave research.
This is not the work of a robot with a personality matrix. Your android was smart enough to disguise itself in enemy clothing, to use their own weapons against them, and hide the bodies. And apparently smart enough to escape the NCR and make its way all the way up here to Utah.
Yeah, well, the engineers that designed it had some daring ideas on how to compensate for the limits of AI.
You don't say. And it went crazy, rebelled against its creators, and now you need my help to clean up your mess. Maybe this is why the Brotherhood fought your people over Helios. Not everyone can be trusted with.
Except for you, Edna.
Hostiles, get down.
In the name of King Lud, I command you to throw down your weapons and face justice for this atrocity.
No. I don't think so.
Oh, they're getting blamed for it. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, no kidding.
I wonder if that's why she doesn't like Edna, is because now she has a like, we thought that maybe she didn't like had a run in with robots or whatever, or technology that went astray, and this kind of confirms that.
Yeah. I was also really impressed by her survival instincts, like as they came upon this horrific scene, because the way she was like, what am I looking at here? This was, and it kind of like discerns it was gunfire, it was from over there. Like,
Yeah.
she would very quickly piece together what happened. Almost, it kind of reminded me of when we played like Arkham Knights and Batman. Like, you could do that special detective mode, and it would suddenly tell you exactly what happened to lead to this murder scene. And she seemed to have that kind of ability where she just looked at it and boom, within like 15 seconds, she knew what happened.
So it made me think of Sherlock Holmes, where it was just like, okay, just knew before anybody else did, and you're like, how the hell is he piecing this all together? So that I agreed. I picked up on that as well. I thought that was very impressive. It's nice. I know we learned about the Brotherhood before, but it's nice getting a refresher course on the Brotherhood, and like the fact that they have a council and they don't really have a king. Okay, so onwards to episode number 9, or episode number 10. My Chrysalus Highwayman. I
will say it was really interesting to me just to hear the storyteller's knowledge of the Brotherhood versus her and what she had heard, like the king versus the council. And so like, we obviously know the storyteller is this wonderful resource. He's kind of like the encyclopedia of the Fallout world. But it was nice to get to see sort of the hearsay and the rumor mill and the legends that flow throughout, and the misinformation that can happen from that. Because we've heard it in like little bits and bobs, but this was kind of, I think, one of the starkest ways that they've shown, here's what's said, here's what is. And so that was just nice to get that piece of insight into the world.
Good point.
In the name of King Lud, I command you to throw down your weapons and face justice for this atrocity. You have desecrated our road with this machine.
My apologies, but since it's the same road for another 100 miles, won't hurt none if I just keep going.
If we had that car, we could catch up to the android.
You even know how to drive one of those?
I'm sure he'll offer us a ride if we scare off those Luddites for him.
There's a lot of them. We might damage the car if this goes bad.
I'll sneak around to the other side. If they see they're in a crossfire between us, they might be smart enough to surrender. You just distract them until I get on the other side. Think you can handle that?
How do I distract them?
Tell one of your
What do I
stories.
say?
You gotta be kidding me. I can never get you to shut up, and now you get tongue-tied?
Well, I got business east of here. How about we work something out?
We will permit you to enter our lanes, but we'll destroy your rolling machine and your factory-made weapon.
Now, the car weren't mine to begin with. But ain't none of you touching this rifle.
What smells like Brahmin shit around here? Brotherhood of Steel, your mechanical feet defy the very
Nice
dirt
callback
on which
there.
you tread. I'm lost. Can you folk give me directions to a town called Mariposa? The Tin Man speaks, yet his words are hollow. Mariposa. It's a Spanish word for butterfly. In back when times, the United States had a military base there. The Army used it to test a kind of mutagen called FEV. But in the year 2162, the mutants were all but running the show.
Cool
The
flaming
only
sword.
humans there were unfortunate wanderers who had been captured.
You see the little
and were
valve,
awaiting
like,
their
it's like the
turn
gas,
to be
like,
dipped
cinder
in
or
the FEV
something?
vats. Cease your ramblings and leave the realm of King Lud. We'll grant you the courtesy of allowing you to keep your armor if you leave with haste. But one human and their companions were brave enough to walk right into the place. A person called the Vault Dweller. Can a man speak so much yet not hear? It is as though he cares not that we pay him no mind. They found the military base and super mutants there. It was just the proof needed for the Brotherhood to take action. They sent in a squad of their best paladins to help the Vault Dweller clear out the place.
I was there a good 30 years ago. Nothing left but puddles of green goo, busted robots, and dog bones.
I have a theory about those dog bones. Once the Vault Dweller and their companions got inside that base, they probably found it crammed full of angry mutants. No doubt that base was home to the best examples of the Master's genetic experiments, gloating about their luck in the mutation lottery.
The super mutant is the next advancement in human evolution. To save the world,
Sounds like
we will
X-Men.
convert
I know,
all
right?
the worthy
Trying to do his best,
individuals.
Professor X.
Simple, efficient, glorious.
The Vault Dweller gained access to the base's control room and turned on the self-destruct, so they had to clear out fast. Silence! Do not think your armor makes you invulnerable. The Knights of King Lud will hurl ourselves at you until you drown in our blood if need be.
Got enough to drown two of us?
Make that 3.
4, yeah, enough.
Tell your soldiers to stand down.
Sir? Let them pass. A reckoning will come sooner than they believe.
Cool drawings on
Thanks
your
for
hat.
the assist. I take it you three will be wanting to ride?
Yup. North lies the realm of King Lud. Your machines will not save you there. Our ranks have swelled, and you will drown in blood for your arrogance.
No one tells me where I can go, but you folks can walk back if you want to. Looks like a dangerous road ahead.
My armor's airtight. I won't drown no matter how deep the Luddite blood gets.
King Lud, I am an arrow against all tyrants.
I know, that's when you talk shit too.
Hit it.
Folk call me Junior.
This is Edna. And my name is...
Oh,
Sorry, friends. As you can see, these roads have fallen on hard times. What'd she say?
She says you look a little long in the tooth to go by Junior.
Sounds like your robot wants to ride in the trunk. You really heading to Mariposa? That's the opposite direction.
That was just subterfuge. We're actually going
northeast, looking for a person that's probably heading to Route 70 on this road.
I see.
Does the radio work?
Nope. Know any good stories?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Son of a bitch.
You know that it was the Chrysalus Corporation that built your Highwayman here? Their offices are located in the...
It's a bumpy ride.
Yep. Man, love how this, said it before, but the fact that this started out as just a lore series and now it's got its own like story going on right now, just very impressed with that. Love the distraction technique from the storyteller.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned last time how this is like the home improvement thing with the neighbor, Wilson. I think it was Wilson.
Yep, it was Wilson.
And the fact that you never see his face. And like, here we are again, they're setting up that pattern in the same thing. Like, we were about to hear his name, but then, went over a bump. So enjoying that establishing kind of joke now. I also love the fact that like, no, radio doesn't work. You know any good stories? And I love Helen's reaction to that. Like, oh, son of a bitch. Because she just can't escape hearing the stories all the time, which was wonderful. And then I just always love Edna.
Yeah, Edna's always great. This was the first one where I don't think there was really any like sort of lore in there. I mean, there was like a brief thing they showed with the story with the vault dweller and the dog and everything and taking on the super mutants, but like there really wasn't like it was pretty much all just the story, the current story that we're following now on that plot line, as opposed to like sprinkling in some lore there. So I wondered if that was the turn they were going to take, and it seems like they are moving more towards that direction.
I also really appreciated it when I said it, I called it out during the episode, but the fact that they did the whole X-Men, that like mutants are the next phase of human evolution. Yeah. It just gave me a flashback to like the 90s or the early 2000s, the like opening monologue of the movie where they talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah. It was 2000 or
I know, right?
Late 90s or early 2000, yeah.
So just I really appreciated that and enjoyed that sort of like parallel of bringing in the comic book universe. Always appreciate it. Yeah. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access to our Fallout reactions, we have a link down below to our Patreon. We're about like a month ahead in our reactions there. And we also have a playlist for all of our Fallout reactions here on YouTube if this is the first time you're checking us out. So welcome. Yep. Welcome. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for the Storyteller Fallout Season 3 episode 9 and 10. What'd you keep in mind? That our reaction is definitely not definitive.